Hello, welcome to the Breaking Barriers, Inspiring Stories channel. Subscribe to the channel to always follow our stories. Attention, this is a fictional story. The events of the story did not really happen. It is just a fantasy about overcoming. Clara had always dreamed of opening her own restaurant. Growing up in a family of immigrants, she was no stranger to the struggles of starting anew in a foreign land. Her parents worked tirelessly, often taking on multiple jobs to make ends meet. Yet they instilled in Clara a love for cooking and a deep appreciation for their cultural heritage. As a child, Clara would spend hours in the kitchen with her mother, learning traditional recipes that had been passed down through generations. The rich aromas of spices and the sizzle of ingredients ignited her passion for culinary arts. However, Clara was also keenly aware of the challenges her family faced. They encountered prejudice and discrimination, which often made Clara feel like an outsider. Despite these obstacles, she was determined to make her mark. After graduating from culinary school, Clara worked in various restaurants, honing her skills and gaining valuable experience. But deep down, she knew she wanted to create a space where people could come together to celebrate diversity through food. One evening, while flipping through an old family photo album, Clara stumbled upon a picture of her parents in their home country, proudly standing in front of their restaurant. A spark ignited within her. "I will do this," she whispered to herself, her heart racing with excitement. Clara began planning her own restaurant, CLARA, a place that would honor her roots while welcoming people from all backgrounds. She envisioned a menu that celebrated the rich tapestry of cultures that had influenced her cooking. However, as she sought funding and navigated the challenges of starting her business, Clara faced skepticism. Investors questioned the viability of her concept and doubted her ability to attract a diverse clientele. Their dismissive comments echoed in her mind, but Clara refused to let them deter her. With unwavering determination, Clara secured a small loan and found a modest space for her restaurant. The day she signed the lease was a milestone, a testament to her resilience. She poured her heart and soul into transforming the space into a warm and inviting environment, adorned with vibrant colors and cultural decorations that reflected her heritage. As the grand opening approached, Clara's excitement mingled with anxiety. Would her vision resonate with the community? Would they embrace her and the flavors she had to offer? On opening day, Clara stood nervously at the entrance, her heart pounding as she prepared to welcome her first guests. As the doors swung open, she took a deep breath, ready to share her love for food and culture with the world. The grand opening of CLARA was a whirlwind of emotions. Friends, family, and community members flooded in, eager to support her dream. Clara beamed with pride as she watched people savor her dishes. Each plate a reflection of her heritage and her journey. However, the initial excitement quickly turned into a harsh reality. While many patrons praised her culinary creations, Clara noticed some negative comments circulating online. A few individuals questioned her authenticity and accused her of exploiting her culture for profit. Clara was devastated. She had poured her heart into every dish, and the thought of being misunderstood crushed her spirit. She confided in Mia, her childhood friend and a steadfast supporter. "I thought this would be a place of acceptance and love. Why are some people so resistant to what I'm trying to do?" Clara's voice trembled with frustration. Mia listened intently, offering reassurance. "You can't please everyone, Clara. Focus on the positive impact you're making. Remember why you started this journey." Clara took a deep breath, trying to absorb Mia's words. But the negativity lingered, gnawing at her resolve. She felt torn between her passion for cooking and the fear of being judged for her identity. Determined not to let the negativity win, Clara decided to take action. She reached out to her customers, encouraging them to share their experiences at CLARA on social media. She wanted to create a dialogue that celebrated diversity and showcased the community's support for her mission. In response, many patrons began to post about their positive experiences, sharing photos of their meals, and expressing their appreciation for Clara's culinary talents. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. Clara felt a renewed sense of hope as she witnessed the outpouring of support. Yet, the challenges were far from over. As winter approached, Clara faced logistical difficulties. Business slowed down, and she struggled to maintain her financial stability. There were nights when only a handful of customers filled the restaurant, and Clara's heart sank at the thought of failure. But Clara was resilient. She brainstormed ways to attract more customers, deciding to host themed nights that celebrated different cultures. Each week would feature a specific cuisine, inviting people to explore the flavors and traditions of various backgrounds. The first themed night was a celebration of Brazilian cuisine, complete with music, decorations, and a special menu. Clara poured her heart into the event, excited to share her culture with the community. As the night approached, she decorated the restaurant with vibrant colors, set up a small dance floor, and prepared traditional dishes like feijoada and pão de queijo. Clara was nervous but hopeful that the event would draw a crowd. When the doors opened, she was pleasantly surprised to see a line of eager customers waiting outside. As the evening unfolded, Clara watched people from all walks of life come together, laughing, dancing, and enjoying the delicious food. The atmosphere was electric, and Clara's heart swelled with joy. Just as Clara felt the momentum building, an unexpected challenge arose. One evening, a large group of customers entered the restaurant, laughing and excited. However, as the night progressed, Clara noticed the atmosphere shifting. The group began to make offensive comments about her heritage, their laughter cutting through the warmth of the evening like a knife. Clara's heart raced as she overheard their derogatory remarks, mocking her culture and her food. She felt a mix of anger and heartbreak, unsure of how to handle the situation. Would anyone stand up for her? In that moment, Clara's resolve wavered. She debated whether to confront them, but the fear of escalation held her back. Instead, she focused on the other patrons, trying to maintain a positive atmosphere despite the negativity brewing nearby. As the night wore on, Clara made the difficult decision to approach the group. "Excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear your comments," she said, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "This restaurant is a celebration of culture, and I believe it's important to respect and appreciate each other's backgrounds." To her surprise, a few diners at a nearby table stood up in solidarity. "We love Clara's food and what she's doing here," one woman said. "Your comments are out of line." The confrontation created a tense moment, but Clara felt a rush of gratitude for the support. The group began to backtrack, their laughter fading as they realized their behavior was unacceptable. Clara took a deep breath, feeling a sense of relief wash over her. After the group left, Clara gathered with her staff, discussing the incident. They brainstormed ways to foster a more inclusive environment and ensure that everyone felt welcome. It was a tough lesson, but Clara was determined to turn it into an opportunity for growth. In the days that followed, Clara reached out to local organizations and community leaders, inviting them to collaborate on events that celebrated diversity and cultural understanding. She wanted to create a safe space where people could come together, learn from one another, and share their stories. Clara organized a cultural exchange night at the restaurant, where individuals from different backgrounds could share their culinary traditions. The event garnered interest from the community, and Clara felt a renewed sense of hope. On the night of the event, the restaurant buzzed with excitement. Clara welcomed guests with open arms, encouraging them to bring their favorite dishes to share. As the evening unfolded, the restaurant transformed into a vibrant tapestry of flavors, stories, and laughter. The cultural exchange night was a resounding success. Clara watched in awe as people from various backgrounds mingled, sharing their culinary creations and stories. The atmosphere was electric, filled with laughter and a sense of camaraderie that warmed her heart. However, the negativity from the previous incident still lingered in Clara's mind. Despite the success of the event, she realized that there was still work to be done. She wanted to ensure that her restaurant was not just a place for food, but a hub for community and connection. Determined to make a difference, Clara reached out to local schools, offering to host cooking classes for students. She wanted to teach young people about different cultures through food, emphasizing the importance of acceptance and understanding. The response was overwhelming. Clara organized classes that focused on various cuisines, and students eagerly signed up, excited to learn and explore. As the first class began, Clara felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She was sharing her passion and helping to build a foundation of respect for diverse cultures. Over the weeks, the classes flourished. Students not only learned to cook, but also engaged in discussions about their own backgrounds and experiences. Clara witnessed friendships form, and she felt grateful to be a part of this journey. One day, a young girl named Sophia approached Clara after class, her eyes shining with excitement. "Miss Clara, I never knew cooking could be so much fun. Thank you for teaching us about your culture," she said, her enthusiasm infectious. Clara smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "You're all doing amazing work, Sophia. It's important to celebrate our differences and learn from one another." As the months went by, Clara continued to build connections with the community. She hosted events featuring guest chefs from various backgrounds, allowing them to share their culinary traditions and stories. The restaurant became a melting pot of cultures, a place where everyone felt welcome. However, just when Clara thought she was gaining momentum, disaster struck. One night, a sudden storm swept through the city, causing flooding that left Cozinha Clara in disarray. Clara arrived at the restaurant the next morning to find waterlogged floors and damaged equipment. The reality of the situation hit her like a tidal wave. Panic set in as Clara assessed the damage. She felt overwhelmed, wondering how she would recover from this setback. The thought of losing everything she had worked so hard to build was unbearable. In her darkest moment, Clara turned to her community for support. She shared her story on social media, detailing the challenges she faced and her commitment to rebuilding. The response was heartwarming. People rallied together to help. Within days, volunteers showed up to assist with cleanup efforts, bringing tools, supplies, and a sense of camaraderie. Clara was touched by the outpouring of support, and together, they worked tirelessly to restore the restaurant. As the weeks passed, Clara's determination grew stronger. With the help of her community, she began to rebuild both physically and emotionally. The experience deepened her appreciation for the connection she had forged and the love that surrounded her. After weeks of hard work and community support, Cozinha Clara was finally ready to reopen. Clara felt a mix of excitement and anxiety as the grand reopening approached. Would the community embrace her once again after the devastating storm? On the day of the reopening, Clara decorated the restaurant with flowers and banners, welcoming patrons with open arms. The atmosphere was filled with energy and anticipation. As customers began to trickle in, Clara felt a sense of relief wash over her. However, just as she was about to step into the kitchen, a familiar group entered the restaurant. Those who had mocked her culture weeks ago. Clara's heart sank, memories of their derogatory remarks flooding back. She felt a knot of anxiety tighten in her stomach. As they settled at a table, Clara's instinct was to avoid confrontation. But deep down, she knew she couldn't allow their behavior to dictate the atmosphere of her restaurant. Taking a deep breath, she gathered her courage and approached them. "Welcome to Cozinha Clara. I hope you enjoy the food we've prepared tonight," she said, her voice steady. The group exchanged glances, and one member smirked. "We'll see if it's worth the hype," he sneered. Clara felt her heart race, but she refused to let their negativity dim her spirit. Throughout the evening, Clara poured her heart into the service, determined to create a positive experience for all her guests. As she moved through the restaurant, she focused on the supportive patrons who had come to celebrate her resilience. But when Clara passed the group's table again, she overheard them making snide comments about her food. Anger surged within her, and she could feel the heat rising in her cheeks. Taking a moment to gather her thoughts, Clara approached their table once more. "I want to emphasize that my goal here is to create a space for everyone to enjoy and appreciate food from different cultures," she said firmly. "I believe in the power of food to bring people together." The group fell silent, their smirks fading. Clara felt a rush of empowerment. She refused to be silenced by their negativity. As she walked away, she caught the eye of another patron who had been listening, a woman who nodded in solidarity. As the night continued, Clara received an unexpected compliment from a couple seated nearby. "Your food is incredible," the woman said, beaming. "We love what you're doing here." Their words reignited Clara's spirit, reminding her of the support that surrounded her. The energy in the restaurant shifted, and soon the atmosphere was filled with laughter and joy. The group eventually left, their attitudes subdued, and Clara felt a sense of relief wash over her. She had stood up for herself and her vision, refusing to let negativity dictate her experience. As the evening drew to a close, Clara reflected on the challenges she had faced. She realized that every obstacle had made her stronger, and the support from her community had been a guiding light in her darkest moments. With the restaurant now thriving, Clara focused on expanding her vision. Inspired by the success of the cultural exchange nights and the culinary classes for students, she dreamed of taking her mission to the next level. Clara decided to collaborate with local nonprofit organizations that promoted cultural understanding and diversity. She envisioned hosting larger events that not only showcased different cuisines, but also included discussions on cultural awareness and acceptance. Her first event, Taste the World, aimed to bring together chefs from various backgrounds to create a diverse menu representing different cultures. Clara reached out to local culinary schools and community organizations, inviting them to participate. The response was overwhelming. Chefs from different backgrounds eagerly signed up, excited to share their culinary traditions. Clara felt a surge of energy as the event came together, a vibrant tapestry of flavors and stories. On the day of Taste the World, Clara's restaurant buzzed with excitement. She transformed the space into a multicultural wonderland, adorned with flags, decorations, and vibrant colors representing each culture. The air was filled with the mouth-watering aromas of diverse dishes. As guests arrived, Clara welcomed them with open arms. "Tonight, we celebrate the richness of our cultures through food," she said, her heart racing with anticipation. The event unfolded beautifully, with laughter and conversation filling the air. Guests moved from station to station, sampling dishes and engaging with the chefs. Clara felt a sense of fulfillment as she watched people connect over food, breaking down barriers and fostering understanding. During the evening, Clara took a moment to step back and reflect. She realized that Cozinha Clara had become more than just a restaurant. It was a beacon of hope, a place where people could come together to celebrate their differences. As the event continued, Clara was approached by a local journalist who wanted to write a feature about her journey and the impact of her restaurant. Clara felt a mix of excitement and nervousness, but she knew this was an opportunity to share her story with a wider audience. The journalist spent the evening interviewing Clara and guests, capturing the essence of the event and the powerful connections being forged. Clara felt a renewed sense of purpose as she spoke about her mission to promote diversity through food. As the night came to an end, Clara felt grateful for the support of her community. The event had not only showcased diverse cuisines, but had also highlighted the importance of acceptance and understanding. In the weeks that followed, the feature article was published, bringing even more attention to Cozinha Clara. Clara received messages of support from people near and far, and she felt a renewed sense of responsibility to continue her work. With the momentum building, Clara decided to launch a culinary mentorship program for aspiring chefs from underrepresented backgrounds. She wanted to create a space where they could learn, grow, and thrive in the culinary world. As Clara brainstormed ideas for the program, she felt a surge of excitement. This was her chance to pay it forward, to inspire the next generation of chefs to embrace their cultural heritage and pursue their dreams. As the winter season approached, Clara found herself reflecting on the incredible journey of CLARA. The restaurant had blossomed into a vibrant community hub, filled with laughter, food, and the shared experiences of diverse cultures. Clara had transformed not only her own life, but also the lives of those around her, and it was a beautiful thing to witness. With the new year approaching, Clara felt a surge of determination to solidify the foundation she had built. Inspired by the success of the cooking classes and the community events, she decided to take a bold step. She would launch a culinary mentorship program for aspiring chefs from underrepresented backgrounds. The program would provide training, resources, and support to help them succeed in the culinary world. Clara discussed her vision with Mia, who was immediately on board. "This is such an incredible idea. You can make such a difference in so many lives," she said, her excitement contagious. Clara began planning the mentorship program, reaching out to local culinary schools, chefs, and community organizations. She wanted to create a supportive network where young chefs could learn, grow, and thrive. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many experienced chefs eager to lend their expertise. As the launch date for the program approached, Clara organized an open house at CLARA. She invited aspiring chefs and their families to learn more about the mentorship program and what it would entail. Clara wanted to create a warm and welcoming atmosphere, making sure everyone felt at home. On the day of the open house, the restaurant buzzed with excitement. Clara set up stations showcasing various cooking techniques, and guest chefs shared their stories and experiences. It was a celebration of culinary artistry and community, and Clara felt her heart swell with pride. As the attendees arrived, Clara greeted them warmly. "Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, we're not just talking about food. We're talking about opportunities and dreams." The atmosphere was lively, with laughter and conversation filling the air. Clara watched as young chefs engaged with the guest chefs, asking questions and soaking up every bit of knowledge. It was a powerful moment, and Clara felt a renewed sense of purpose. After the introductions, Clara gathered everyone for a group discussion. This mentorship program is about more than just cooking. It's about building confidence, fostering creativity, and creating a sense of belonging, she explained passionately. As the program officially launched, Clara was flooded with applications from eager, aspiring chefs. The diversity of backgrounds and experiences inspired her, and she felt honored to be a part of their journeys. Over the months, Clara worked closely with the mentors and ments, facilitating workshops, cooking demonstrations, and community events. The program not only taught culinary skills, but also emphasized the importance of cultural heritage and storytelling through food. One day, as Clara sat down with a group of ments, a young woman named Aisha spoke up. "Thank you, Clara, for believing in us. This program has changed my life. I've always wanted to pursue cooking, but I never thought I could do it until now." Tears welled in Clara's eyes as she listened to Aisha's heartfelt words. "You're all capable of amazing things. I believe in each and every one of you," Clara said, her voice filled with emotion. As the program flourished, Clara felt a profound sense of fulfillment. She realized that CLARA was not just a restaurant. It was a legacy of love, resilience, and hope. It had become a place where people came together to celebrate their differences and find strength in their shared experiences. One evening, as Clara closed up the restaurant, she reflected on how far she had come. The challenges she had faced only fueled her determination to create a space where everyone felt welcomed and appreciated. Clara knew that her journey was far from over, but she was ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. With her community by her side, Clara was confident that Cozinha Clara would continue to thrive and inspire generations to come. And in that moment, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the love, support, and connections that had shaped her life.